Getting ready to cruise. First things first, make a cruising cup of tea. I've also got myself a vitamin drink because I can't stop on the way, so I need lots of liquid out there with me. Charlie's sitting there ready. You don't need a hot water bottle today, it's warm. Frog on. Engine on.
Morning all! You join Charlie and myself as we are leaving the lovely canal town of Stone. I got here late last night and it's early o'clock and I'm leaving already. I'm hot footing. Trentlock near Leeds is closing on the 3rd of November and I need to get through it before it shuts. Because if I don't, I'm not going to be on the Leeds-Liverpool for winter and Christmas. So, no time to stop and smell the roses. Never mind. It's nice to see it as you go past.
It's the Star Inn. Had a fun night there on the way down, I can tell you.
This is the Star Inn. It predates the canal by about 200 years. Originally, it offered stabling for up to 15 horses.
See the guy in orange trousers? He's just gestured, are you going up? And he's run off to open the gates. I really like Stone. What a lovely place. That is so lovely. What a nice guy. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. I knew it was you anyway.
Yeah?
You enjoyed your trips this year?
I have, yeah, very much.
Good.
It's been great.
Good.
Charlie is expertly steering into yard lock. Well done, mate. Years ago, when I decided to sell my house and move on to an electric narrowboat, my friend Roger said, have you ever been on a boat before? I said, no, I haven't. He said, don't you think you should? I said, yeah, maybe, but I can't afford it. And he said, I knew you'd say that. So he bought a week from the Canal Cruising Company Limited, based at Stone, and here they are. And we had a week on the Aged Agnes and I had an absolutely wonderful time cutting my teeth on all the things that you need to do as a boater. We are now coming up on our 3rd lock of the day and it looks like CW Boat Builders, who's one of our subscribers that we've just bumped into, is running ahead to open the lock. Bless him. Nice guy. I love the entrance to this lock, through that really old tunnel. Charlie is looking regal today, methinks. Charlie the overseer is checking everything is correct. What way? Almost at the top of her lock. And all is right with the world. Very, very canal-y round Stone. All over the place there are boat builders and cranes and dry docks. People that mend stuff, people that build stuff. Really old yards that have been here forever. I like it. I like it a lot. Tiptoe through the willow, little bit of a break, and then another 4 locks.
Morning all.
And that was Barry. He's one of my subscribers. And this is Barry's boat. Thank you. Thank you, and you. Take care.
This boat's engine sounds old, but I don't think it's an historic boat.
Definitely getting a little more urban as I'm coming into Stoke-on-Trent. I love this boat that's coming up. Looks like a little hobbit home. How cool is that?
In its heyday, there were over 4,000 of these bottle kilns dotted around Stoke-on-Trent. They're used for drying pottery, which is why Stoke was known as Smoky Stokey. 2,000 of them were still being used in the 1950s. When the Clean Air Act of 1956 came in, the kilns went to gas and electric instead of these smoky stacks. There are 47 of these bottle kilns left, and they're all Grade 2 listed buildings. This is Shirley's Bone and Flint Mill. It was built in 1857. Adding ground flint to pottery makes it much stronger and also prevents shrinking when it's fired. The problem with grinding flint is that it produces clouds of dust. The workers quickly died of what they called potter's rot, which is silicosis of the lungs. A wet grinding method was developed, and this was used at Shirley's Bone and Flint Mill. They also ground cattle bones here to make bone china.
Now this is a deep old lock to end my day with. Good Lord. Just need to take it slow. Oh my word. Charlie is a very, very long way down. Trent and Mersey Canal, that way, which is the way we've come. The reason there's a sign there is because you can choose to go that way, and that is the Calden Canal. I'm really looking forward to doing that. It's just a short little canal, but it's got some exciting stuff on it. And at that point I will go to the Flint and Bone Mill. Now it's late o'clock. We're coming into Moor. See the guy in blue? He's just said, I'll give you a hand to moor up. I think the Holy Inadequate is probably my favourite name for a pub. Bloody brilliant.
Great selection of beers on tap as well.
There are quite a few reality TV programmes here in the UK, probably everywhere. And here, in this building, is where the Great Pottery Throwdown was filmed. It's where potters come together and compete in making stuff.
I decided to stop and do the full tour of Middleport Pottery.
This was the packing house. You can imagine a horse and cart comes up to the loading bay. Well, a packing house has got the usual combustible materials, straw, paper, wood, whatever. What was next to it? 4 open-fired kilns. They didn't have a fire, so they decided to open this. This was an extension to it. That became the packing house.
We start with the tour around the factory to find out exactly how things are made.
This used to be a drying room because they're right next door to where the. So you bring your ware and you dry it before you then did your firings.
This is the start of the process of making things out of clay. These vats are called blungers, and it is where clay is mixed with water to make something called slip. This is then piped all over the factory. The rest of the clay is processed into these sausage-like shapes, and they are taken to a different part of the factory where they make something called biscuitware, plates and things.
If pots are made and they don't work and the handle falls off or what have you, they're brought back here
and recycled back into the
Modern
plunger.
day way, you make a left, you make a right, take a copy of each. When you go together, you've got a mould in which you can pour your liquid in to do its job. So, in the yellow pipe is your liquid clay. It's compacted in, and all you need then is a hose pipe. And what you do is you fill each one up, let it settle right to the top. It takes, depending on the size and the item you're making, might take an hour, might only take 20 minutes. Because what the plastic powder starts doing is extracting the water out, leaving behind, hopefully, the shape of the item or what you want. Like in this case, that's the mould for these butter dishes. So they let it settle, and when they think it's ready, they'll turn it on its side because you want it to be hollow, so if it's like a teapot, it's still liquid inside. You pour it out, it goes down the chute to be recycled, and when you open it up, you've got your finished article. They say if it's hand to be damaged, the handle fell off, or whatever it may be, send it downstairs, you can recycle it. You haven't wasted anything. The bottoms of these, so these are probably ones she did yesterday. Leave them overnight to dry because your next operation is what we call fettling and sponging. Fettling is you basically take a sharp knife and you go around the seams.
The art of fettling. This lady is sponging. What she's doing is getting rid of the seam that you get left over from the mould. Because of the Clean Air Act, they don't use the bottle kiln anymore at Middleport Pottery. Their kilns are heated with gas or electric. To protect the rims of things when firing, they're actually glued together. After the first firing, things are ready for decorating. The modern way of decorating pottery is to put a transfer on the pot, on plastic, and then when it's fired, it comes out looking like that. The original way of decorating pottery was tissue paper transfer, and Burleigh at Middleport is the last place in the UK that does it. As you can see, it's really labour intensive. So the tissue paper is placed in wherever it needs to be, and then using the stiff brush that you can see on that table, it's rubbed really hard, and then the pattern goes through the tissue paper and onto the china, and then the whole thing is fired in a kiln.
And here we go into the factory shop. This is the finished articles from the tissue paper transfer. Then, my little love, let's go on a heritage trail.
At Middleport Pottery, there are two sorts of tours you can do. The first one is the factory tour that you've just seen, and the second one is a you walk around yourself heritage trail. They give you a map, they give you a special thing to bleep yourself into buildings, and off you go.
How cool is that? That's gorgeous.
This steam engine still works. Originally, it worked all the potting machines upstairs. The steam that came from it provided heat for the drying of the pots. And for the final part of my heritage tour, I actually went inside this bottle kiln. So the bottle shape that you see from the outside is an outer skin, and the kiln is on the inside. It's a way of insulating the kiln from the environment and the bad weather outside. Go on, Charlie, in the kiln. Let's go fire you. So there would be a fire in the middle. And then all the way around the edge is the pots and things. What do we think, Charlie mate? Not over keen on bottle kilns? Come on then, let's go. I loved my visit at Middleport Pottery. It was so cool. I learnt loads. It's well worth the visit if you ever happen to be in Stoke.
Am I weird that I like to watch diggers doing digging? I think the blokes doing it are really, really talented.
Today we go through Haircastle Tunnel, one of the longest on the system.
We had a hell of a lot of rain yesterday. Does make sure all the canals are topped up though, eh? Under this bridge, you'll see the entrance to the Harecastle Tunnel. And what you do is that you moor up and you wait for the guy to come and talk to you, and then he'll let you through when there's no other boats coming. Everybody goes east to west and then west to east. Introduce you to Julie.
Hi.
So she's telling me about what me and what way and Charlie need to do whilst going through Harecastle Tunnel.
Hi Charlie. So we tested the front lights, the horns in order. You're going to put your cabin lights on. You're going to be very aware of the height in there. So the black and white gauge there is an indication of how low it gets. So you probably get a duck as you go under.
Oh,
And there's one on the other side. So you're going to probably duck as you go out.
right.
As you go out, go slower because it turns a corner and the safety boat is there.
Okay.
Yeah? Can you concentrate while you're filming?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we've checked that height of your boat is fine.
Yeah.
Got nothing on the top that's going to hit the barrier. You're going to lock your doggy away, I presume.
Yep.
Is he happy locked away?
No.
Right, well we need to lock him away.
Yeah, not a
really.
problem.
And the cat,
Yeah, she won't come out.
lock the cat away. We've got a safety leaflet here
Brilliant.
that we go through a few of the things that we've already done. Cliff's coming back now and he'll set the fans going. That's the tunnel keeper. Hello Cliff.
Hi, Cliff.
Hi Cliff. Right.
Brilliant.
So just quickly going through all the points. So the headroom through Harecastle Tunnel varies from section to section. The water's high, so it's going to be low in there today, even lower. The sections that are low have got paint on them that catch the light. So a torch at the back, so you've got your front light.
Yeah.
Your torch at the back will illuminate the low sections for your safety.
Fantastic.
If you've got a hat, great. Buoyancy aid, great.
Yep.
Torch at the back is essential really to keep this light
Going.
illuminated.
Yeah.
So we've got the headroom through Harecastle Tunnel, varies from section to section. You're aware of that now. You're strongly advised to wear buoyancy aids if you've got one.
Okay.
You've got that one. Remove any large items. We have no issue here, although you're going to check the chimney.
After my safety briefing, it was then time to set off through the tunnel.
Have you got your torch at the back? And a hat? Have you got a hat?
I haven't got a hat.
No. Watch your head, won't you?
Will do.
And remember, when you exit, to go slower
Because of the turn.
because of the turn.
Yeah. Good thing about my bendy area is it gives me a warning.
Yeah, you can have your cabin lights on if you want to.
I've put them on.
Have you?
Oh, yeah,
Lovely
it's
time
because-
in the tunnel. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thanks, Julie. Bye. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel.
That's a train coming the other way.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Bye. Hear that fan?
I'd forgotten quite how noisy those fans are, and it really blows your face as you're going along. Although described as a single tunnel, Haircastle is actually made up of two separate parallel tunnels and smaller canals leading into the mines. The original tunnel was built by James Brindley, and it was only 12 foot high at its highest point. It took 11 years to build, and the way they did it is that they sank 15 vertical shafts into Harecastle Hill, from which navvies mined outwards. Measuring 2,630 metres long, Brindley's tunnel became the longest in the UK for a while. However, the lack of towpath and tight constraints meant boatmen had to leg their way through. This involved laying on their backs on the roof of the boat and using their legs to propel the boat through the tunnel. It was slow, tough work, and it took, on average, 3 hours to get through. The main tunnel had a network of smaller canals leading into the mines at Golden Hill, in which Brindley had a share. This branch was closed in 1820 when it became unsafe. Not long after completion of Brindley's tunnel, the limitations of it quickly became evident. Thomas Telford began work on a second canal line through Harecastle Hill. With advancements in engineering, the second tunnel only took 3 years to complete. This tunnel was larger with space for a towpath, meaning boaters no longer had to leg their boats through. The two tunnels worked together, each taking traffic in different directions. Today, you can only access Telford's tunnel. The original tunnel was closed in 1914 due to subsidence, and the network of mining canals remain unexplored since the 1960s.